mathematicians. Today we're going to talk about angle measures. First, a ray is an endpoint that goes on forever. So it's like part of a line. So it has one end and then the other goes on forever. An angle then has two rays coming off from the same point. So an angle has this common point here and then it has two rays going off in a distance. Another example could look like this. Two rays that meet at this point. The rays are the side. The point of the angle, or where they meet, is the vertex. So the point that these two meet at would be called the vertex. The rays are the sides, vertex is the middle. To name angles, you can use 3 letters, but the vertex has to be in the middle. You could also use the vertex letter as itself, or if there's a number inside the angle. So let's look at naming all angles that have W as a vertex. So if it was right here. So I'm going to come in and meet W. So X, W, so angle X, W, down would be Z. I could start over here. I can't start in the middle. W will have to always be in the middle. So I could go V, angle V, W, Y. We could, if we started with Y, we could go Y, W, down would be Z. We could go Y, W, X, Y, W, X. Right. You could also call angle 1, angle 3, or angle 2. There'd be 3 different angles there. There's angle 1. Here's angle 3. Here's angle 2. Now, when you name angles, you could have this backwards. You could have ZWX. That would be the same angle. You could have YWV. You could have ZWI. So the main thing that matters is that the vertex or the middle is in between. Okay? So naming angles. Name the sides of angle 1. So if I find angle 1, here it is. Okay. We have ray, WX, and notice a ray only has one arrow on an end. And what's the other ray? WZ. And you should always start at the vertex and then come out. So WX, WZ form angle 1. Give 2 other names for angle WYZ. So if I start here, WYZ, that'd be this angle right here. WYZ, this angle right here. Well, we just talked that you could have the letters in a different order. So if I were to rearrange these, which one has to stay the same? The Y has to stay in the middle. So it could go angle, Z, Y, W. So I could flip the first and second. This symbol means angle. I could also name an angle based off of the number in it. So angle 4. Opposite rays. Opposite rays are rays that go in opposite directions. So if one goes this way, I could have the other go this way. Opposite rays form a line. So I need to find two rays that form a line in this diagram. So I need 3 points, and that would only be this one here. Which one is the vertex in the middle? Would be W, so I would have ray W. X goes which direction? Left. And ray W V goes to the right. So here I have my line, the only one that I have here with 3 points on the same line. My endpoint would be WX and WV. Measuring angles. Right angles are less than 90. No, right angles are 90. Right angles measure 90 degrees, and they have a little box inside. Acute angles then are the ones that are less than 90. Okay, so they look really teeny tiny. Obtuse angles then. Well, if acute are less than, obtuse must be greater than 90. So they are big ones out like this. And lastly, a straight angle makes a straight line. And that measure 180 degrees. So right angle is 90 degrees, has a little box. Acute angle, less than 90, they're really tiny ones. Obtuse are our big ones, greater than 90. Straight angle is a straight line, and they measure 180. So given this angle here, what type of angle would we say this is? This would be acute. Less than 90. To mark congruent angles, if I want to say these two angles have the same measurement, I put a little line in both of them. This means that these two angles are the same measurement. If I have two angles that are the same, this is the congruent sign right here. It's an equal sign with a little squiggle above it. That means these two angles, angle ABC and angle DEF, have the same measurement. They are congruent. Well, this little M here tells you measurement. If they are congruent, their measurements must be equal. So the measure of angle ABC must equal the measurement of DEF. So I'm going to take their two measurements and I'm going to set them equal. 2x plus 7 equals 3x minus 18. If two angles are congruent, which by this little symbol, that's what it's saying, their measurements must be equal. Solve for x. X equals 25, add 18, add 18. So x equals 25. It asked us to find the measure of angle ABC. So plug this back in. 2 times x, 2 times 25, plus 7 equals 57 degrees. So if two angles are congruent with this little symbol, their measurements, which this little M shows, must equal one another. solve for x, okay, plug it back in. If this one's 57, this one must also be 57. Lastly, an angle bisector. An angle bisector cuts an angle into two equal pieces. So if I have an angle, the bisector goes right halfway through and cuts it into two equal pieces. This piece matches this piece. Angle bisector. Nice job today, mathematicians.